You know that feeling when someone says just one thing, and it feels like your entire day collapses in that moment? One sentence, one careless tone, one look, and suddenly your mood, your focus, your peace, everything is gone. It feels automatic, like you had no control. But what if I told you that this emotional reaction actually lasts only 90 seconds, unless you choose to keep it alive? Most people don't know this. Anger feels powerful, overwhelming, and endless. But from a neurological point of view, anger is temporary. The stress chemicals released in your body, adrenaline, cortisol, they naturally flush out in about 90 seconds. Your body is designed to return to balance. It always tries to come back to calm. So why does anger last for hours? Why does one comment ruin an entire evening? Why do we replay moments from years ago and feel the same heat in our chest? Because after the chemicals leave, we invite them back. We replay the scene in our mind. We imagine what we should have said. We rehearse arguments that will never happen. We relive the disrespect again and again. And every time we do that, the body releases the same stress chemicals all over again. It's like a smoke alarm going off because you burn toast. The alarm isn't the enemy. It's doing its job. But instead of opening a window and letting the smoke clear, you keep burning more toast. Then you blame the alarm for being loud. When someone cuts you off in traffic, your body reacts instantly. Heart rate increases. Muscles tense. Jaw tightens. That's biology. That's the 90 seconds. But then the story begins. What an idiot. People are so selfish. And suddenly you're still angry 20 minutes later, long after the danger is gone. Once you understand this, something changes. You realize anger is not something that happens to you. It's something you participate in, and that means you have a choice. Everyone knows someone who stays calm no matter what happens. Nothing seems to shake them. They don't explode. They don't overreact. And we assume they're different, stronger, emotionless. But they're not. They just understand what's happening inside their own mind. We often say they really know how to push my buttons. We say it like we're powerless, like someone else is holding the remote control to our emotions. But here's the truth. Nobody can push buttons you don't already have. Those buttons are old wounds, past experiences, deep values, unresolved pain. When someone triggers you, they're not controlling you. They're revealing something inside you that still needs healing. If someone's sarcasm makes you furious, it's not about them. It's about what sarcasm represents to you. Maybe it reminds you of being mocked. Maybe it reminds you of not being taken seriously. The trigger isn't the cause. It's the signal. Anger itself isn't the real emotion. Anger is a protector. It's like a bodyguard. It shows up to defend more vulnerable emotions like hurt, fear, embarrassment, or shame. Anger feels strong. Vulnerability feels exposed. So anger steps in first. When someone criticizes you and you get angry, underneath that anger is often hurt. Hurt that you weren't seen. Hurt that your effort wasn't appreciated. Hurt that your value felt questioned. Anger feels safer than saying, "That hurt me." But anger doesn't heal. It builds walls. Vulnerability heals. When you speak from the real emotion instead of the protective one, everything changes. Conversations soften. Defensiveness drops. Real understanding becomes possible. Between every trigger and your response, there is a space. It's small, but it's powerful. Most people don't even know this space exists. They react automatically on autopilot. But when you learn to pause, just for a moment, you reclaim your power. That pause is your emotional superpower. It's the difference between reacting on impulse and responding with intention. You are not your emotions. You experience emotions, but you are not them. You can observe them. You can notice anger rising. You can feel your heartbeat increase. You can hear your thoughts speeding up and still choose what you do next. When you watch your emotions instead of becoming them, they lose their control over you. You stop being hijacked. Calm becomes available, even in stressful situations. Difficult people aren't obstacles in your life. They are emotional trainers. Every challenging person is strengthening a skill inside you. Patience, boundaries, self-respect, emotional control. Growth is uncomfortable by design. When you shift your perspective, you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me?" You move from victim to student. Boundaries aren't walls meant to keep people out. They're gates. You decide what gets access to your time, your energy, and your peace. Setting boundaries isn't rude. It's responsible. Without boundaries, even kindness turns into burnout. Sometimes the most powerful response is stepping back. Taking space isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It allows your nervous system to calm down so your best self can return. A short pause can prevent long-lasting damage. Your triggers are not random. They follow patterns, certain tones, certain people, certain situations. When you recognize these patterns, you stop being surprised by your reactions. Awareness gives you choice. You can care about people without carrying their emotions. Compassion doesn't mean absorbing someone else's stress. You can support without drowning. When you protect your energy, you can actually help more. And remember this, you're not reacting to reality. You're reacting to the story you tell yourself about reality. Change the story, and the emotional experience changes with it. Emotional mastery doesn't mean never getting triggered. It means recovering faster, responding consciously, choosing peace again and again. With practice, calm becomes your default. And when difficult people no longer control your emotions, your peace becomes unshakable. That version of you already exists. You're not becoming someone new. You're simply remembering who you really are.